Everybody online, everybody in class. Let's get it. We're going to do my little announcements really quick. And then while everybody tries to creep in online. And we're going to go ahead and start off with some questions. Is this it? This is it. Okay. All right. So for brothers and sisters online or that don't know already, we have classes in a few places. They're up there on the screen, right? San Antonio, Houston, Rochester. Did they do the Rochester one yet? Still didn't do that yet. Okay. All right. So if you want to come to class, you want to check us out in these different areas, you feel free to check us out. We're trying to do our part. We're not better than anybody. We're not greater than anybody. We're just trying to do our part. This is what we're doing it. This is how we're doing it. All right. Mashaba is on Blog Talk Radio. He's been around for a while, and they've been doing that Blog Talk for a while. So you got old classes on Blog Talk Radio if you want to check that out on there. It is not for the weary. All right. They come with it. So check it out. Support that. Keep supporting San Antonio. San Antonio. How are San Antonio classes? Come with that fire, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Award, Shamshawan. What's the other? Dawiyad. They get busy. They've been Award's been in the truth as long as me. He came in at 15. I remember him when he first came in. 15 years old. We were basically the same age. I think I'm like maybe a year older or like some odd months older than him. But yeah, he's been around a long time. Shamshawan, been around a long time, and Dawiyad. So support them, please. We got our other channels on YouTube that we do our little videos and try to spread the word that way. The Hidden Truth Bible Show, 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the news one. We got so much stuff going on. We try to keep on top of all of it. So support that if you can. All right. Passover is coming up. All right. If you want to be a part of Passover and go up, and if you feel like you are affiliated with us, if you want to go up, you are welcome. All right. You're welcome to come to the Passover. That's going to be, what's the date on there? April 17th. All right. So this is something important to us. This is not like a barbecue. We just maybe I'll show up, maybe I won't. This is a high holy day that the Most High commanded in the Scriptures. So we take this serious like y'all did Christmas, right? Right? I mean, like they did Christmas, like you did Christmas in the world. This is our high holy day. And truthfully, this is where a lot of themes, elements from Christmas comes from the Passover. Right? It comes from the Passover, it comes from different holy days. And all they try to do is mingle their demonic presence with their lives in that, and got you serving a false image, false custom, a false day. All right? But Passover is commanded through the Scriptures. You don't read Christmas commanded in the Bible. All right? Everybody should have already here that is going up, put in for their garments and all that stuff. You should have done that. What else? That's it. And as always, if y'all want to, Hebrew Academy. If you want to join Hebrew Academy, what that is you coming in trying to be a priest or partake in the priesthood. You can be a part of that through Hebrew Academy. Our numbers are up there on the screen. If you want to ask any questions or get any counsel, we do that free. And then if you want to support, that information's up there also. Everybody that gives here in the school, everybody that does work, we appreciate y'all as always. All right. Questions before we go into tonight's topic. Does anybody have any questions on anything before we go into anything? La or Khan? All right, la means no, ka means yes. All right. All right. So, 2008, sis? 2009, that's the last time it snowed. Okay, jeez. Now I see why everybody's scared of snow out here. I don't like snow either, man. Even though I was in Colorado for about 8 years and lived in New York half my life, I still don't like snow. It's dangerous, man. I slid. This is the light. I'm coming through the light. The guy's coming this way, and I stopped. I slid all the way through, like from here, all the way through the light in the car. We looked at each other in slow motion, missed each other. Yeah, the snow is not a joke. All right, nobody got any questions on anything? Nothing, brother. I see you before, but just asking. You did come right before, right? No? Okay, all right. I thought I seen you before. My bad. Did you have any questions?
No, not yet.
Okay. Do you know a little bit about what we teach? Talk to me.
No, go ahead. Talk to me.
Okay, I mean, we're just trying to let you know what we teach. You know what I mean? We teach that these people right here on this sign are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. This is what Christianity hasn't told us, the part of the Bible that they don't tell us, right? You know, I just talked about Christmas. You can't find that nowhere in the Bible. That is a made up, right? Is a pagan holiday, right? So when you go back to the Bible, they leave this part out, that these people right here, right, known as the Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, people from Guatemala, Panama, Puerto Rican, Cubans, North American Indians, all the way down to the Mexicans, right, that they are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. So a lot of people ask us, what do we believe? This is not a religion. We don't believe in religion, right? The Bible's not a book of religion, right? Go to Joshua 1 and 8 real quick. And I'm just going to touch on some basics, and if you got any questions, you can feel free to ask on top of that, all right? So, you know, we try to bring out and teach the things that Christianity hasn't taught us and that they haven't shown us in the Bible, the other side. We know God loves, right? God? It says it in 1 John.
That's right.
God loves.
That's right.
Right? You can't dispute that. But because they don't give us the other side, we don't understand that he's not just a God of love, he also hates.
That's right.
Because it tells us what? God hates. He said he abhors, right? He says hate the evil, love the good. So one-sided part of the Bible, it doesn't give you a real understanding of the Father and how he thinks according to what he gave us, right? So they leave those parts out. They say have faith, but they don't tell you got to have faith without works is dead. They tell you got grace, but they don't tell you just because you got grace and faith, the law is not done away with.
That's right.
You see that? So they give you part of the Bible, but not the other side. Now you're confused. Now you're thinking, well, God is all love. He doesn't have no emotions but love, right? But then he's killing all these people in the Bible. So now it gets contradictory. A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to mess with the Bible. Because people say one thing, that's the problem. People say, and reading it tells us a whole different thing. So that's why he gave you the pen and the paper. We hope that you write it down, you read it yourself. You know what I mean? You hear me say a lot, we don't want robots. This ain't about robot. This ain't about you coming to another church and just hearing a good word. It's really understanding the truth in the scriptures to wake you up, your family, your household. You know, and these people right here on this sign, we've been left out. You know what I mean? And that's why they won't tell you Christ looked like you. He was a so-called black man. Because what it's going to do? Wait a minute. Christ looked like me, okay? Then he was a Jew, Well, then who those Jews over there that saying they're the Jews? Now you're like, you're putting two to two together, one to one together, and you're like, wait a minute. So if Christ was black, that means the true Jews are black. That means the people over there are not the Jews. Oh, okay. So if Christ was black, David was black. He came through his lineage. Solomon was black. You're like, wait a minute. So you're learning all these things, truths that are not being taught. And then when we talk about them, what do? Oh, that's not important. You're too much worried about color. Well, we got to worry about it now because the truth needs to be taught. The truth needs to be shown that these are the chosen people of God, even though we don't act chosen. All right, we get into that in every other class. But right now, these people are the chosen people of God. And as we come back to the Most High and start acting like the chosen people of the Most High promised us many things for doing His will, right? So that's not saying there's not nations in the Bible. There's many nations in the Bible. We're just talking about the part you haven't been told, which was you're the chosen people. What tribe are you on here? What's your father? So, huh? No, what's your father's nationality? African American, right? So then you would be of the tribe of Judah, right? And we say so-called because Africa was one white man, America was another white man. Right. We're none of that, right? Those are names they just put on us. So you would be of the tribe of Judah, the head tribe, the tribe Christ came out of, right? So this is why we were trying to empower our people to wake them up to the truth of the Most High, to bring us back to our true identity, right? So for you to understand that you were created not to be a rapper, not to be a thug, not to be a killer, not to be a drug dealer, all the labels they put on us, right? I don't know what you are. I'm just saying as in general, they put all these labels on us, but we're not that. The Most High created you for something greater than those things, right? So I'm going to go through a little bit. Go to Matthew 10, 5, and 6. Let's go there. Matthew 10, 5, and 6. I'm going to start with the New Testament. Why? Because what does Christianity do? Oh, that's in the Old Testament, right? Jesus, God loved His people in the Old Testament. Those were His people in the Old Testament. But I like starting out with the New. Go straight to the point, straight to Christ. We'll go to Joshua 1:8. We'll go back there. Go to Matthew 10, 5, and 6. Let me see if I can get a little bit of basics, and then we can go into this topic too. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and verse 6. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Right. So listen, if I can, brother, if you don't mind, I can have a brother sitting right next to you and just help you get it. Is that cool? All right. Yeah, just sit right next to him and just flip through, shoot him the scriptures, right? That way he can know that this is not made up. This is in the Bible, right? So we're going to read Matthew 10, verse 5 and 6. Sometimes we can go so fast, man. Matthew 10, verse 5 and 6. Read that. God, Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and verse 6. Right. These 12, Jesus sent forth. So what happened, brother? What's your name, bro? Hassan? Okay, I'm CHAAZAQYA. Nice to meet you, bro. So Matthew 10. When you read 1 all the way down, you see that He gathered the 12 apostles. So this is Christ literally stepping on the scene, getting His apostles, right? Watch. Read verse 1. Verse 1. And when He had called unto Him His 12 disciples, right, He gave them power, right, against unclean spirits, right, to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness, read, and all manner of disease, right. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. First, Simon, who is called Peter. Right, read quick, go ahead. And Andrew, his brother, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, Philip, and Bartholomew, Thomas, and Matthew, the publican, James, the son of Alphaeus,
and
Lebanese,
Lebanese, whose surname was Thaddeus.
right,
Simon the Canaanite.
right,
And Judas Iscariot, and Judas Iscariot,
right, the traitor.
who also betrayed him.
Read.
These 12, Jesus sent forth.
So now that we got that, he gave them specific commandment, right?
The first step on the scene, you know, this is the part that religion hasn't taught us. Like, if Jesus was for everybody, then Jesus should be saying right now, I want you to go to everybody. And that's where religion has got it wrong, right? They're not teaching us the scriptures the way the scriptures say. Read.
And these 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying,
Go ahead.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Don't go to the Gentiles. That Hebrew word is gororim, which means nations. You translate nations into that Greek, it says what? Gentiles. So don't go to the nations. Don't go to them. Go ahead.
And into any city of Samaria enter ye not.
So don't go to the land of Samaria, because if you know a little bit of history in 2 Kings, our land at one time was inhabited by the tribe of Ephraim, but they went and put Ethiopians in that land, right? And Ethiopians were raised to learn our laws. That's where you get Philistia Jews from. So just because they're dark-skinned, that don't make them a Jew. Y'all got to understand that. Just because the Ethiopians are dark-skinned, they are still not of the tribes of Israel. So this is, in essence, is really not a color thing. It's not a color thing. It's a truth thing. And the truth happens to be that the so-called Negroes are the true Jews the Bible speaks of. So I wanted to show you that, brother, because think about it. Why would he tell them don't go into the Gentiles, don't go to the nations, if Christ came for everybody? So this is a significant point to show our people that Christ literally came for you. He came for your people, right? So read that part again. Go not into what?
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Right.
And into any city of Samaria enter ye not.
Right. Now I want you to go over to Matthew 1 and 21. Now we're going to get a little bit of more understanding on why he said this, right? We're gonna understand more why Christ, the Most High, the Bible says these things. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son.
Right.
And thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Go ahead.
For he shall save his people.
He shall do what?
Save his people.
Wait a minute. I thought he was going to save everybody.
His people.
He shall do what?
Save his people.
Read.
From their sin.
Now, when we put it together, we understand right in the birth of Christ, he was going to go to his people. Why, when he grew up, started his ministry, he went and said, don't go to the Gentiles? Because it was already prophesied that Christ will come for his people. And this is what they're not telling us. Who are his people, right? And the Most High separated us from all these other nations and said, listen, you're his people. That's important. This is important. So it's important, if you didn't think that you needed to know that you were of the tribe of Judah, brother, or you were a chosen people of God, it's very important because you have a bigger job to do. Y'all get that? Right. So let's go from there. Let's go to Psalms 147, 19 and 20. So now that we know Christ came for his people, right? Now we can understand these scriptures. Psalms 147, 19 and 20.
Psalms chapter 147.
Don't let him do it, Bakar. Go ahead. Don't let him do that. Go ahead.
19 and 20. He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob. Now, Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. His name was turned into what? Israel. And he had 12 sons. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, right? Gad, Asher, Issachar. Right? All up there. 12 sons, 12 tribes.
Right? And that's why we're known as the 12 tribes of Israel. But he said he showeth his what?
He showed his word unto Jacob.
Right?
His statutes.
His what?
Statutes.
So we have statutes. That goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. The Passover is one of our laws and our statutes the Most High set up. You got Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. Those books of the laws known as the Torah, right? Torah just means law. That's all it means, right? That's just the bad way or the white way of saying Tawara, which is the law, right? He gave us the statutes and the laws, right? We got moral laws.
Civil laws.
Moral laws, which is what? Give me one. Which is a moral law? What?
Not commit adultery.
Right. You don't sleep with your brother's wife, right? And when I say brother, your neighbor, your people, your kindred, right? I mean, for that case, any man's wife, right? Right. She got a woman? Oh, peace out. You know what I mean? Nowadays, she got air quote friends. Peace out. Right? Because she's probably banging 2 or 3 of them. So that's a moral law. Don't commit adultery. Then you got civil laws, which is how to govern and run a nation. We see that they don't know how to govern and run a nation. What do you do when it comes to homosexuality? Make gay day parades? Huh? Promote transgenderism? No. So civilly, the government was supposed to set up and carry out and practice the moral laws. Then you had dietary laws, which is what?
Not eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork.
So dietary laws is what? Before you jump into what they are, what is a dietary law?
Rules.
What?
What to eat and not eat.
Right. What to eat and what not to eat, which is everything he said, right? Part of what he said, right? The pork, shrimp, lobster, crab, crawfish, right? Chitlins. Like you gotta. It's really not all that complicated. Anything that what has fins and scales, you eat. Everything else is a bottom feeder. You don't eat. Oh, it's too much. They try to always. It's so much. We can't keep all those laws. It's easy. If it got fins and scales, you can eat it. Right? The pig, don't eat it. The camel, all the the scavengers don't eat. It's simple. You don't try to complicate it, but there's over how many laws? Yeah, but it's simplified. You don't gotta know every animal. Now, if you did, Barakatah Yahweh, all praises to the Most High, right? But you can simplify it. If it's a scavenger, don't eat those things. Right? The bottom feeders we don't eat. So, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and then we have what?
Ceremonial laws.
Ceremonial laws, which is how to worship. What? Keep the Sabbath. Our feast days. So nowhere in there was religion in this. It was laws, statutes, and commandments. And who did he give them to? Go ahead.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
Right.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments, right? So we had laws, statutes, and then we had judgments. What to do if they broke those laws and statutes, right? Now, we know nowadays nobody is going to go out and it says burn a witch, right? Nobody's going to go douse a witch on fire. Because why? Who knows? Put you on blast. Why? No, Jaquan. Why won't we just, it says to kill a homosexual in the Bible. Why don't we kill the homosexual or burn a witch? Why?
Because Christ said he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Khan, you are absolutely right. But how do we know? What's the reason he gave us? Not just because you're without sin. That is correct. But why? Why? What? What did Christ give us? Why not to kill? Why not to kill these people that break the law? What?
I was coming a different way with that.
What?
He died for our sins?
He died for our sins, true. But y'all gotta get more basic. What?
He gave us understanding of the law.
No. What?
Love your brother.
No. He gave us grace, y'all. He gave us grace. Grace is what? You can mess up and then you got to get it right. Not the grace of the Christians where you keep doing what you're doing, right? But you mess up and then you got to fix it, right? How do we know we got grace? Because all of us in here, you were either thug, killer, drug dealer, adulterer. We were all that, right? And then what did we do? Through the grace of the Most High, were you called when you were not an adulterer? No, you were called in your adultery, right? So the reason why we don't kill a sodomite or we don't burn a witch is because we got grace. The grace is we go out there and we teach our people and show them what way to let go of these things, and they got to let them go. That's the grace, right? We got that till Christ come back. You in here, y'all know better, but you might open up a can of food and eat the pork, right? You didn't know. You didn't check that the pills that you were going to take had what? Gelatin, but it had the pork gelatin in it. And you ate it. And you realize later what? You was eating pork. That grace comes in and says, okay, you know better now. Don't do that again. Next time, check, right? So you stop doing that. That's what grace is, right? That's what Christ brought to us. You make mistakes and you can fix them, right? Okay, so that's why we don't, the severity of the law is not instituted to where we go out and we're stoning adulterers, right? No, we tell them the repercussions and the judgment that's going to happen to all of us in the end if they continue in iniquity, right? Okay, right. Or else we'd all be dead if we didn't have grace, right? According to the law. But we got grace. You got a chance to fix it, right? Okay, so we had moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws. We had all these laws. It didn't have nothing to do with religion. It was a proper way to live, to eat, to be, to mentally think. The Most High gave it to the children of Israel. So read where you at again.
Psalms chapter 147, verse 20. He had not dealt so with any nation.
Did you see that? He gave the laws, statutes, and commandments to the children of Israel. He didn't deal with any other nation in that way. That's how you know we were a special people, right? But what happened is we're going to find out these children of Israel didn't obey the laws and slavery came in. The Most High used the other nations to whoop us and to show us what happens when we disobey his commandments. Now, I can keep going with we're the chosen. There's many other scriptures. I don't want to bombard you, but I want to give you a little bit of these things, right? So I'm going to go to show you how do we know these people right here are the children of Israel, right? Okay, so go to Deuteronomy. Someone read it. Deuteronomy 1 and 1 first.
Deuteronomy chapter.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Verse 1.
Go ahead.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan.
Right. You see that? So Moses spoke to who? Israel. When the children of Israel came out of Egypt, and before these rules were instituted, it wasn't the whole earth there. It was just Israel. It wasn't all nations there. It was Israel. That's why it said in Psalms 147, 19 and 20 what? He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgments unto Israel. For the other nations, they didn't know them. We knew them. So Moses spoke unto who?
Spake unto all Israel
Right.
on this side of Jordan.
Right. So he spoke to the children of Israel. He took a call? Okay, all right. I mean, we're going over this for him, so let's give him a second. I don't want to. Y'all know this. I know y'all know this all day. But let me touch on a little bit of Deuteronomy for him. And then let me see if I can jump into this class. At least give us a little bit of this topic. I wanted to go over tonight the free will. Let's see if he has any questions, if I could touch on a little bit for him real quick. We're just trying to give the brother a second. Like I said, we're going over this for him. Y'all got these basics down. I mean, y'all should. Y'all should be able to, every brother should be able to drop this the same way, the same clarity. Yeah. Ready. You ready? Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Right. So we're at Deuteronomy 1:1. We're at Deuteronomy 1:1 to show that Moses, how do we know that these people on this sign are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites? How come it ain't the Caucasians that's calling themselves Jews, right? And Israelis? Well, we're going to go through some specifics, all right? Deuteronomy 1:1. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Go ahead.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Right. I don't know if you got a chance to. Did you ever see a Ten Commandments movie, brother? You ever see any Ten Commandments movies?
Yeah, I've seen.
You seen the old one? The old one, right? With Charlton Heston, the white man, and he was bringing the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? Well, the whole earth wasn't there. Now we know the color of them was a straight lie. Moses was dark as you, right? So that's a lie. But what happened was truth. We were brought out of Egypt, and Moses stood and gave us the commandments. Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws. Everybody wasn't there. I know it seems like a basic concept, but a lot of people don't understand that this Bible was written for the Israelites.
God.
It was written for you first above all.
God.
And they're not telling you that. You are important. You're special.
Right.
You're chosen.
God.
They want you to keep thinking, and I'm going to use this word to describe how they think of us: niggas, spicks, spooks, wetbags, border jumpers, water beetles, right?
God.
With street cheetahs, right?
Porch monkeys.
Porch monkeys. That's how they think of us, right? What did they call the Native American brothers on the Revenant movie? Tree niggas. Have you seen The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio? Yeah, you should watch it. You gotta listen. When they come in and start killing them, he says, "Dang tree niggers," right? And who was he talking about? The Native Americans. So they've been taught to hate that dark skin. That's the problem. We all been taught, even the so-called black man. They hate their own skin. Y'all see that girl on the internet now coming out talking about she's not black? She's tan. Why? Because she hates herself. Because she don't understand that the Most High created everybody dark at one time. The only anomaly was the so-called white man. And then when he mingled in and started mingling in, we got lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't light-skinned people. I'm saying that Caucasian, dead, redneck, you smack them upside the head, the blood shows forth through their skin type of skin. We had melanin, right? We're going to get into that. Let's get back onto the point. Moses was talking to the children of Israel. Go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. Moses was talking to the children of Israel. This is what we're trying to get you to see, the part of the Bible that they're not showing us. How significant and important it is for you to know that you're a chosen man of the Most High. That the Most High chose you to be a king. He chose you to be a priest, a leader. right? Not what the white man told us. You ain't never gonna be nothing. All you gotta do is get a job, and that makes you important, right? That makes you important, right? A job, a credit score. What's up?
I was gonna say it makes you in compliance.
Huh?
I was gonna say it makes you in compliance.
Yeah, they trying to get you into their dream, right? That American dream. So we're in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, in the first verse. No, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. No, it's 1. Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Sorry, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
Right.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently
Right.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe and to do all his commandments.
Now, brother, the reason I'm going here is to show you that look at what could have happened if we obeyed the commandments of the Most High. Right? And to look at what happened when we didn't obey. A lot of people want to know what? Why is this happening to me? Why is it always some drama? Right? I get a woman, she don't respect me. Right? I get a man, he what? He hits it and quits it. Right? My kids, they not in line with me. They go to school and they're learning more from the school. What? How to be, that's their parents, right? I need to be in school. Y'all watching these news things? They're like, the kids need school. It's like, they need to be with their family more than school. School is, that's not your babysitter.
That's right.
That's not the damn, but that's what happened. I'm stuttering because I'm looking at this, I'm like, school is not supposed to raise your kids. The parents, but what happens? School does. And what happens when they raise your kids? They raise your kids and teach them what? How to be bisexual. I was talking to my daughter, the 17, 19, 18, I don't know. But anyway, my 18-year-old daughter, and she was like, in my school, I got one class that the whole class is all lesbians. Oh, bisexuals. I said, how you know that? She said, because they asked. And it was like only one person in her that wasn't bisexual. That's school. That's what school will raise you to be. But anyway, let's get back to this point. These are the blessings, brother, that the Most High said he was going to give us if we would listen, right? Read.
And it shall come to pass,
right?
If thou shalt hearken diligently,
if we would listen diligently, right? Go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
What Pastor said.
To the voice of the Lord thy God.
What Oprah said?
To the voice of the Lord thy God.
Wait a minute. What Will Smith said?
To the voice of the Lord thy God.
Jada Pinkett Smith. She has wisdom. She's smart, brother. Read it again.
To the voice of the Lord thy God.
We were supposed to listen to the Most High. I'm not even telling you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the word. And you write it down, then you go back and you read it. You see if it matches. Right? So we were supposed to listen to the Most High. Because my method, the ninja inside of me, might not be the right method. Right? That's why I said if they speak not according to this law, it is because there's no light in them. So if we're not talking out of this, then what do we got to say? My mom doesn't got nothing to say to me unless she pulling the Bible and saying, CHAAZAQYA, you know what the scripture says, brother. Then I'm all ears. But you talking out your own mouth and how you feel and what you think, I ain't got nothing to hear about that. I'm like, Mom, I love you. I respect you. I hear you, Mom. All right, Mom. I'm doing that to Mom. All right, Mom. All right, now. Because I know she ain't speaking with wisdom. Right? We were supposed to listen to the Most High, and that's the problem. All right? So, but if we did, what would happen?
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Wait a minute. All his what?
All his commandments.
Isn't that what Creflo Dollar said is done away with? He said the Big 10 are no more. So if the Big 10 are no more, let's just start with the Big 10. That means basically I can commit adultery. I can steal, I can kill, right? I can obviously set up any other god before me, right? He said we were supposed to listen to the commandments. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Now, this is where they get racist from. This is where they get racist from. Because when you think you're superior to other nations, other people, they label you a racist. So why are we labeled racist? Literally because of this. Because we believe that God set these people up above high when we lock into the commandments of the Creator.
God.
And that's why they say, oh, you guys are racist. We're not shaving our head and going out beating white people up. So the label they're putting on us is through ignorance. We even talk and communicate with people with respect, with the other nations. No matter who they are, right? But because of this, and we say, wait a minute, God chose the children of Israel above all people. When we lock into the commandments, they don't want to recognize that. So they label us something negative to put a negative connotation on you. And now people are like, oh, you know what? I'm not messing with them. They're racist. Right? But how many of your families got Caucasian people in them? We don't teach you go around and just be like, bang on your mama or bang on your cousin we don't teach that. So if you're saying that's what racist is, we don't do that. But we do believe that if we, being the children of God, lock into the commandments of God, we will be above all people on the face of the earth. That's the promise. Not just one scripture. I'll be here all day. There's many scriptures that show that. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee.
So if we had listened, all these blessings would have happened to us, right? Read.
And overtake thee.
Read.
If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He keeps reiterating that, right? But you got to listen. You got to listen. You can be blessed, but you got to listen. Good things can happen to you, but you have to listen. Read.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city.
So if we would have listened, we wouldn't be getting shot down in the streets like dogs and being called derogatory byword names like nigga, spick, spook, monkey, coon, wetback, you ain't never gonna be nothing, you're just a rapper, you're from the hood, right? We would have never been called that. We would have been the kings and priests. We would have been treated right. But what's the problem? You're gonna hear me go through this at the same time. We didn't listen. So, yes, the white man was over us in slavery, but is it their fault or yours?
Ours.
It's ours. Now, does that change that they're filthy and they've been evil to us? No, it doesn't change it, but it's still your fault. They did something evil too. They can't escape that, right? But we can't go around doing what? Blaming it on them, because it ain't their fault. Our first thing we got to look in the mirror and understand is you. Because when you're told, put down the blunt, you get what? Really? I posted that on the internet, on Facebook. Oh, they try to go in on me. And I'm like, damn, I ain't been on Facebook in a while. I realized how toxic you are. I said, hold on a second. I'm not saying marijuana's bad. I'm saying the process that is being used is wrong. And everybody's crickets, right? Because they just start out negative things, but it's because they don't want to hear your God is the blunt, and your God can't be the blunt. Your God can't be pills and liquor, right? And women and men. It can't be that. It was supposed to be the Father. My ease wasn't supposed to come through a bottle of damn liquor. Now I'm what? Now I'm good. When your high's gone, what happens then? You right back in pain and suffering because your psychological ease has to be a spiritual ease, right? So we're finding out that the blessings would come. We would be blessed in the city. When you look through the ghettos, if you look up the word ghetto, where does it say? What?
Where the Jews reside.
Right, where Jews reside. Well, little did you know, the Jews don't reside the so-called Jews don't reside in the ghetto. The true Jews reside in the ghetto.
Right.
They live in the good neighborhoods, right? When you see them, when you see those so-called Jews, what do you see? You see them, their kids' pants sagging to the ground? No. Their daughters, they got on spandex that ride up the crack of their butt? Nah. To 9 years old, 3 years old, titties out, breasts out, butt out. You see that with them? No. They walking with their 2 ribs, they women, they daughters, and what? Everybody's in order, laughing, enjoying. Why? Because they took your laws and did what? Applied them. And told you what? Be American. Right? Rap music is your heritage. No, culture. That's your culture. Like, what the hell is rap? How is rap our culture? Piss on your woman, shoot each other, sell dope to each other. That's your culture. And then you want to know why they like that? Because they literally think that's their life, their idea. But no, we would be blessed if we would follow the rules of the commandments. Read.
And blessed shalt thou be in the field.
And blessed shalt thou be in the field. The field represents the world. Anywhere we go through the world, we would be blessed. Right? So it ain't just Virginia, Norfolk. Right? We just come. The brother right next to you, he just moved out here a few months ago. He's from Rochester. Right? And guess what? How we're being treated in Rochester. Same way. The same way we're being treated. You just came from where? You just moved out from where? Yonkers. And guess what they're doing out in Yonkers? You're being treated the same way. Why? Because we didn't listen. But I want to put us in the moment, right? Man, imagine. Right? Imagine if we had listened, right? What else would happen? Read.
Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body.
Wait a minute. Our kids wouldn't be sneaking to the mall and linking up with a kid at 15 and 16, or excuse me, at 12. Right? Switching out of their clothes and then doing what? Having sex in the mall? Family bathroom? Right? Hey, we have a business in the mall. We know what goes on in the mall. It's not made up like I'm over embellishing. No, they do these things. Right? But that's what's wrong, is because we didn't listen. But if we did, our kids would be in order. They wouldn't be shooting each other over what? A pair of sneakers, because they're emotional, because they grew up with one dad and one mom, right? They didn't have a father figure in their life. So they what? Their mama raised them and she was just yelling and emotional all the time. We wouldn't be cursed. We would be blessed. And that's why we're returning. This is why we see the value in the commandments, because it works. Go ahead.
And the fruit of thy ground.
And the fruit of your ground. And right now, back in the ancient days, the fruit of our ground was our wealth. You ain't even got land, right? The systemic racism that made sure when they start giving those loans out, right, to build low-income communities, guess what? You were cut out. They found a loophole to where the blacks and Hispanics couldn't get them. So land, inheritance, skipped you. Why? Because the white man's a bad person? Oh yeah, he is. He's a bad man, but because the Most High promised you, because if you didn't listen, I'm going to make sure you don't get these things. Now, we know, remember, we're not talking about the percent of the 1%. Because some of our people are wealthy, right? But that's what percent of the 1%? That's a small percentage, right? So there are some wealthy black people. But what did they have to do to get there? Come on now. What did 50 have to do? What did Jay have to do? Right? What did Oprah have to do? Right? I guess we'll talk about that in another topic, right? As in a whole, as a nation, our people are going through these curses we're going to jump to. Right now, we're talking about we would have been blessed, right? Read.
And the fruit of thy cattle.
Right? We don't got cattle. You don't got farm. You don't got land. You don't got those things that will generate wealth, right? What you got is a 9 to 5. And you got to wait for that check. And if they lay you off because they got to lay people off, then you're laid off, right? Coronavirus hurt us, put us back. We got to let you go. You don't got generational wealth to say, you know what, I'm fine. I I got my horses, cattle, I got do this, do that, fruit, land, right? You don't got that. You got that Walmart job, that security job. You know what I mean? You got that Amazon job, right? And even us, or with our little business, when they shut us down, they say, listen, the mall shut down, we got to do what?
Shut down.
Yeah, shut down. We ain't got nothing to fall back on. We ain't got no land, right? Read, come on.
The increase of thy kind,
The increase of thy kind, go ahead.
and the flocks of thy sheep.
That's all animals, right? Go ahead.
Blessed shall be the basket and thy store.
It's Hassan. You get this point. You can read down when you get home that all the good things that would have happened to us. But let's go to the opposite side, where we grew up at, right? Right, with the mayonnaise sandwiches, the top ramen nights, right?
That's right.
You know what I mean? With the what else, man?
Spam sandwich.
Spam? Y'all keep bringing up the spam sandwich. Okay, we didn't eat spam. We went to top ramen and noodles. I didn't know spam. What? Grits. Syrup sandwiches, right? Because you need diabetes when you get 40, so you need that, right? But that's why you put what? Sugar in your rice. You could have just ate grits or cream of wheat, but guess what? You got to put sugar in every damn thing. That's what they told us, right? All right, come on. Let's go to the other side. What?
I was gonna say sugar and hot sauce.
Right. Sugar and hot sauce. No, right.
Bacon bit sandwiches.
You said what?
Bacon bit sandwiches.
Oh, you must have money. You from Colorado. You from Colorado. Bacon bits, you didn't have meat.
No,
Meat was a bacon bits ain't meat?
No, it's not.
It's what?
It's dried herbs. Like
So it ain't even right. It's fake meat.
It's not even real meat.
Got you. Come on, let's read. Jump to verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
This is us. We didn't listen. How do we know? Read.
to observe to do all his commandments
Right.
and his statutes,
Read.
which I command thee this day,
Come on.
that all these curses shall come upon thee
Right.
and overtake thee.
And it chases us. You tried to be good. You tried to put on the suit. You tried to get the credit score up. But it feels like, damn, no matter what I do, you might have a good job, but we're going to see all these other things might fall into place. Yeah, you got a good credit score, but your woman not in order. Your kids out of order, right? Mama's disgruntled. Your cousin hates you because you borrowed $50 in 1994 and never gave it back. It's like, how did we get here? $50. 94, you still hate me? Why? Read's going to show us. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
See, that's what we are. We're cursed in the city. We're not blessed. We're not walking around with our wives in order. You walking around and your woman screaming at you and my nigga, come on! No, you ain't smelling none of that. He don't want none of that. Because we sell the scents at the mall, right? And then, no, get over here. She pulling you down the mall like you a damn 12-year-old boy. Right? And you look at her like, I guess she said, I can't get it outside, son. It's like, what? Bro, you a grown man. Get back over here. You a grown man. That's a curse. Bro, that's a curse in the city when you look at us. On top of the shooting, the murders, the rising in murders and shootings among our people. Bro, go to World Star. It's a theme. How about just get a news app and it tells you the news in every city. I go to Rochester, guess who's killing each other? Majority is our people. I come right back to Virginia, guess what? We go right back to Houston, it's our people. You killing each other, that's a curse, right? You robbing your own people. They just started getting a little bit of cojones, going to like Gucci and Louis and Fendi and running in and getting all these things. Now, I'm not promoting snatch and grabs. I'm just saying. I'm not promoting snatch and grabs. What I'm saying is they just barely lingered out to the wealthy. Usually they will what? Go right next door and kill you for what? Your shoes, your clothes, right? That's a curse. It's not a blessing. It's not a blessing to be next door to a dope dealer. Right? It's not a blessing to say, you know what? Well, I feel safe in the dope neighborhood. You know what I mean? This is where I grew up at. I feel safe here. Like, really? I'm like listening to brothers. I'm like, do you know they're not shooting over there? Like, you don't have to worry about straight. Yes, everybody can die at any time, but come on now. Right? That's a curse. It's a cursed mind. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Curse, if you go to Europe, if you go to Spain or Italy, or don't go to China, they still looking at you like, you black man. Oh, let me see your skin. They treat you like you a dick. It's weird. Go online, you will see. That's a curse, right? But when the Chinese people come over there, how do they deal with you? How do they look at you? Right? It's going to go down. It's going to show us. Read. Go ahead.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
We talked about it. You don't have an economy. You don't have a 401k. All right, who has a 401 in here? Raise your hand. 1, 2. Y'all must be mingled. Y'all must got Edomite. Right? Y'all must be mingled, huh? But look at that. I'm just messing with y'all on that. It's okay to have a 401k. It's okay, because when the white man says it's no longer there, you're going to realize I should have put my trust in the Lord. You know what I mean? But get a 401k if you can, right? Throw some stocks and bonds, throw some money on the Bitcoin, but we ain't putting our trust in that. AMC stock just fell. That pisses me off. My little $5,000 went all the way down, right? But what it showed that we can't put our trust in these things. If we ain't got faith mingled with our little 401k, you might kill yourself when they take it. Right? What do white men do? They jump out of the window because they 401k be tucked. Right. So we have to understand why we're in these conditions. Because we disobeyed. We disobeyed the commandments of the Most High. And we were rebellious. That's why we're here in these situations. Read.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body.
We talked about that. Our kids, what they have to deal with. Sex and abuse at a young age. Sex and abuse at a young age. If I said right now, how many of you young sisters were abused, or older sisters were abused? Touched by your uncle. Touched by your cousin. Listen, if I said how many of you men were, you got to be strong to say it, but a lot of people don't want to say like, damn, yeah, I was abused. Right? Con? That's a curse. That's a curse. That ain't something that you should grow up with. Right? So, read on. Come on.
And the fruit of thy land.
Right? Once again, we don't have land as a nation, as a people, man, as a family, as a neighborhood. Right? I looked down the street where they made a little plot over here and they put vegetables in the park. Man, that's the first time I seen something like that in the hood. That's the first time, but it's on its way out, right? Because they're finna break down all those projects. Those ain't apartments. Those are projects, right? It's a project. They put you there to do a project on you. Go ahead.
The increase of thy kind.
Right.
And the flocks of thy sheep.
Right. We don't got no increase. And if you wanted to translate that to modern day money, right? Where's your money? Who got 30,000 in the bank? Raise your hand. 10, 15, 5, $1,000. Who got 1,000 in it? Who got 1,000 in the bank? Okay, one person got 1,000. I guess you got an IOU. All right, who's negative in their account? There you go. Y'all get it? That these are curses as a nation. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you do got 2 or 3 grand, I know brothers don't want to say, I don't want to let everybody know. You know, I got about 20. You know what I mean? That's fine. That's fine. You got 20 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand. But as a nation, right? Remember, that's our problem. We always think as individuals. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a nice car. You in your place. My ribs in order. My kids are in order. Their hair is nice, right? I look at us in the body and we like, your kids are growing up in the right food, right eating, right knowledge. what about our people? You hear me say that a lot. It ain't just about us because we're cozy in here in the air condition. How many of our people ain't? How many of our people are still suffering? How many dope heads, drunks right in this neighborhood gonna walk past you when you leave in your cozy car? Right? You got to see, it's about all of us, not just about one or two or 30,000 or a few million that have it, right? Read.
Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in.
Right.
And cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
Right. You're treated as a suspect when you come in the world. Your skin already, right? And light-skinned cats too, right? Just because you light-skinned, you got green eyes. Trust me, you still black. Right? Exactly. I gotta put you on. Like, why me? But he's light-skinned too. I'm light-skinned too.
That's right.
Right? We're still looked at as what to them? Tree niggas, right? Huh? Or what do they call the Jamaicans? They call them coolies, right? All the coolies, right? We're still looked at as something derogatory. So when they identify you and they shoot you, they can have a purpose and a reason. That's a curse. It's a curse. Read. Come on.
Verse 20.
Read.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation.
Who feels vexed? You thought you got to the next level, but what happens? You get a good job, but you got that demon there in the job that wants to what? Vex you. Right? Like I said, you have the credit score, you might have the 20 grand in the bank. But your family members, your household, right? You go to the funeral and what? It's wild. It's beastly. It's arguing. It's fighting. Right? You go to the family gathering, it's confusion. Right? This person's on crack. This person's on dope. This person's getting abused. That's curse. And I know you think, well, I know we think what? Everybody goes through that, CHAAZAQYA. That's the problem. Y'all, you think that it's what? It's normal. Like, no, that's not normal, man. It's not normal for us to live this way. Read. Come on.
And rebuke.
Cursing, vexation, and rebuke. Right? And that's what, in every arena, you want to talk about your job, your work, your home. You just feel vexed. And that's why you what? Live from blunt to blunt. Right? Because you like, man, I gotta, before I go in this house and deal with her loud ass mouth, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go hit me a nice 6-pack. But you didn't realize that when you go in and you hit the 6-pack, you high as hell, your son's looking at you. Right? Like, dang, okay, Dad, I see you. Train up a child in the way he shall go, and he will not depart. But what are you training him with, Dad? Right? The beer. They looking at you, right? The blunt, the pills. Mom too, right? I can't deal with life, so I gotta what? Be faded all the time. And they're looking at you like, but don't you believe in the Bible, Mom? Huh? You believe in Jesus, right? So what does that do? It shuts them out. They're like, that Bible ain't real. Pastor ain't real. Mama ain't real. Everybody that deals with this Bible ain't even following it. I ain't dealing with that. I'm gonna get these streets. This is real. This money. That's because it's us. That's a curse. Read, come on.
In all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do.
Right, these black corporations, they get up high, right? And then what? Google come in and what? Buy them out cheap, right? Take away their ideas. Take away that longevity, right? That's on a high level. But look at us on a low level. Everything we do, we put our hands to the Most High. Like, nope, I'm gonna stop that, because you ain't serving me, right? Read.
Until thou be destroyed.
Until thou be what?
Destroyed.
Right, go to Hosea 4 and 6. Until we be destroyed. And where are we destroyed at? Hosea 4 and 6. Read that for them. Write it down, and then, brother, you can go back. You definitely, this is one of the main chapters that you need to read, on top of many other things, but this is the start, right? When you get home, you want to start from that 28 all the way down, right? I'm going to jump around. I'm not going to hit every verse because we'll be here all past class. Go ahead.
Hosea
Read.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
You see that? So when we were destroyed, what are we destroyed for?
Lack of knowledge.
What is knowledge? The thing you know.
God.
Right?
God.
Now, everything we know is in parts. Right?
God.
You are a master. How's it go? I keep messing it up.
You're a
Jack of all
jack
trades.
of all trades, but a master of none.
Right. That's how we are. Jack of all trades, but a master of none. Right? We're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And when we do got knowledge, it ain't the knowledge that you need. Right? You can tell me 100 ways to roll a blunt. But could you tell me how to teach your wife and get her in order and be patient, long-suffering enough to get in her head and calm her down? Tell me that. You can tell me how to, you know what I mean? What pills to pop, what the Percocet look like, what color Xannies, what number the pill this and that is, right? But could you tell me knowledge that's really gonna lead your house, your wife, your kids, your people, your nation? No. Hold on a second. Let me stop. You can tell me the flat earth, right? You know that one good. Like, bro, hold on, bro. Flat earth or round earth? Which one? Before we even talk. I ain't got nothing to say to you. Flat earth, it's like, bro, really? You a dopehead. You're abusive in your house, and you want to talk about flat earth and round earth? Let's talk about the laws. How to get your mind right, brother. Not about flat earth where you want to argue about some foolery. And this is the problem. This is why we start here. Because you got to understand, all of us got to understand, it goes back to the basics, the laws. We're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They use this, you hear them use this, they try to apply that for everything. Like, yeah, you need knowledge to know how to oil change. It's like, bro, this is talking about the laws and commandments of the Most High. It's not, let's start there first. Then we can talk about all the other things that can be conducive to us, right? But the first and foremost is the laws, right? My people are what?
Destroyed for lack of knowledge.
But why? Check this out. Why are we destroyed? Because is it because it has to be that way? You think about it. Does it have to be that way? No. Why? Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
That's the biggest problem. Our people are stubborn, stiff-necked, and rebellious. And you don't want to change. You've been doing it all your life. So you're like, man, I can't change. But everyone can change. If you desire and it's your will, where your treasure is, I'll put it like this. If you met that woman, right, that you wanted so much, you know what I mean? What would you do? Huh? You will play the role. You can be a killer, right? Right? But when you around with her, you like, you what? You know what I mean? Girl, listen, I ain't never killed nobody. I'm gonna kill you though, right? Right? You will change up. Same thing with the woman. It's all desire. Just like we desire things in the world, we gotta desire this and want this because it's going to fix your environment, your way, your mind, your thought process, your feelings, your emotions, all those things, man, that we don't got no control of right now. So the only problem is not that you can't change and you can't make it better, is that are you ready to let go of one thing? Stubbornness. That hard ass head our people got. Nah, man, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? You know how I deal with my problems. He run his mouth, I'm knocking him out. But the scriptures say forgive, brother. You know what I mean? It said forgive, let it go. Render not evil for evil. Nah, I hear what y'all saying. But he's gonna get knocked out. Then you end up in jail. You end up killing somebody. And then you want to what in jail?
You want to read the Bible?
Dang.
You want to find Jesus?
You like, man, those brothers was right. It's like, brother, it's going to take you 30 years to recognize that. You don't got to do that. Our people don't got to do that. Now, don't be rebellious. Don't be stubborn. Don't reject. Listen. Go back and read and understand why we in these conditions and what the Most High chose you to be. Go ahead.
I will also reject thee.
He was going to reject us because we didn't listen. Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
See, remember earlier I said it? That he chose you to be a priest and a king? Right, remember, not a homosexual priest dancing on money on the stage, raping little boys in the congregation priest.
That's right.
Don't never think we talking like that. This, a priest, a king, right according to the scriptures. A warrior, King David, King Solomon, Samuel.
Right.
They were real priests. They weren't what you see in the churches.
Right.
Right? And I don't mean an over belligerent, beastly, wild animal guy. I mean a real man according to the knowledge, right? So we weren't going to be no priest because we rejected the way. Read.
Saying, thou hast forgotten the laws of the Most High.
You're going to see this resonate with us. To the children of Israel, a lot of our problems come back because we rejected the Most High. In return, he rejected us. Read.
And forgotten the laws of thy God.
Read.
I will also forget thy children.
Wait a minute. Whew. I love this scripture. He said, because we reject him, he will do what?
I will also forget thy children.
You see why you got to fight with that baby mama now? Huh? You see why you got to fight with her? You see why she ain't never going to get in order? We got a brother in Rochester. Oh, y'all baby mamas ain't nothing. His baby mamas is like, oh, he came over here with a knife and put it in front of my house. It's like, I was like, on the other side, the brother, she's doing all this craziness. But why? Because when he was in the world, he thought any piece of booty was okay to slide into. He didn't deal with knowledge. So now the repercussions are what? The baby got to keep learning Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, when he's with mama, when she's with mama, and then when he's with daddy, he got to learn that we don't do that. Confusion. Now the kids are suffering. You see that? Imagine that. When she's with you, no pepperoni on pizza. There's a brother in Houston. They feed them pork just because. They feed their kids pork just because he don't believe in eating pork. So they over there putting pork in everything. That's demons, man. But why? Because we reject the Most High. So now we got to deal with these predicaments. But what does that mean? That means because we don't want to use the method on how to get a woman. So your method led you into what? That crazy ass woman. Or the crazy man, right? Our method don't work. Our way does not work. So that's why our kids are the way they are. Remember I said train up a child. Proverbs, what is it, 22? Right? Train up a child in the way he shall go. What are we training them with? When she get out of order, smack her ass, right? Or when are you training the daughters? Girl, you know what? You just left a man, jump right on another man. You bringing men through the house and don't understand why your daughter's a little hoe. Why is she a hoe at a young age? This is what we learn. It's a curse. It's generational curses. We can come out of them. We can change them. Right? My kids, they don't see me doing things of the world. Now, they have no excuse. Now, if they go to that side, that's because it's their choice. It ain't going to be me. Oh, dad didn't come home and light up a blunt. He didn't come home and be like, you know what, it was so hard today. The brothers and sisters, man, I got a headache. Let me get a 40 ounce. No, they're not seeing that. They're seeing somebody that's actually dealing with their problems with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and coming out with the solutions out of here. But because we didn't listen, it said what?
I will also forget thy children.
Read.
That as they were increased.
Read.
So they sinned against me.
You see that? We talked about this the other day. You increase, you sin. Your kids increase, guess what? You got 40 kids out there and they all disrespectful, disobedient, and out of order. We talked about this the other day. Kids ain't a blessing unless they righteous.
That's right.
Go ahead and read on.
Therefore, I will change their glory into shame.
You see that? Our kids are now ashamed, man. Read.
Verse 8. They eat up the sin of my people.
So go from there. What is it?
14.
14. Jump to verse 14.
God. Verse 14. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom.
You see that? Do you want to know why our black women, Hispanic women, the Native American women are on rap songs, R&B songs, bending over, showing their butt on TV, showing their breasts on TV? Us. See, it starts with the men. We got to take responsibility first. And when you man up, when we man up, then we can look at them and say, okay, now y'all don't got no excuse. My wives ain't got no excuse. My kids ain't got no excuse. I'm not the excuse. You learned that from TV. You ain't learned that from me. I ain't doing that around here. Right? There's no excuse. But what happens when we are out of order? Our daughters are out of order. Our sons are out of order. That's why statistically, look at the young black boys that is effeminate, emotional. Now they what? Bisexual. They transgender. That's us. Us. We can talk about the women. We hit the women a lot. But we talk about the men right now. Us. We got to man the hell up and be able to throw on this law, statute, commandments, and follow the will of the Most High so we can be the example, right? It starts with us. Read.
Nor your spouses.
Nor your what?
Spouses.
Wait a minute. Answer this. Is that the so-called Jews? Hell nah. They own over half of the world's wealth.
That's right.
They own Hollywood. They own a lot of the rap, all the rap music. All that, they own your rap music. How many rappers are trying to fight to get it back? Get their, what is it? Their masters. How many of them? And guess who owns them? So-called Jews. Right? They own that, not us. They family and kids and daughters ain't walking around like this. That's us. Right? Read, come on.
When your spouses, nor your spouses when they commit adultery.
See, when they commit adultery, the Lord ain't there hitting them with lightning. He ain't there giving them AIDS. He ain't there having a dude run in and just shoot both of them up. Not all the time. Some of the time, the Most High is like, listen, you deserve this. And he send the crazy, he's like, he let the crazy husband go in and just start chopping them up. Y'all see that on the,
That's happening a lot in Mexico.
yeah, a lot of, yep, they go right in and just shot the boyfriend and the wife, right? But when you look at statistically, that ain't happening. They commit adultery on you and what? Laugh about it. Put it on Facebook. Like, you weren't taking care of me, right? I was looking at one TikTok, and she said to him, she said, you weren't a man. She told him this, and he's like recording her live. Like, why she committed adultery on me. He busted her with him at IHOP. Right? But Most High ain't what? Get her in an accident on the way out? Like, you know what? I'm going to check this woman. No, he going to let her ride because that's how we did him. Right? These curses are on us for our disobedience. Read.
For themselves are separated with whores.
You see that? For themselves are separated with whores. Huh? You like hoes? Okay, I'm going to give you one. All these rappers, they promote that so much until they get Kardashian. Then you realize what? She's a hoe. And you can't change her. Right? You can't change her. He did all that stuff. Then he so-called turned to Christ. And what? He realized, you messed up, bro. When you was telling her, dress like a whore, act like a whore, show her body like a whore. Now what's she teaching the kids? How to be a whore. Those young black kings and queens are going to grow up to be what? Bisexual. Don't judge. Right? You see that? What is Jaden Smith and Willow Smith? Bisexual, both of them. Willow came out bisexual. That's because of us. See, let's see if your way works. Like I always say, I ain't never seen the black man, Hispanic man, Native American way work. I don't see it. I don't care how much money they got. It don't work. You know what works? This works. This works. It brings peace, order, discipline, righteousness in the house. If applied, right? Go back to Deuteronomy 28. All right, we're going to jump around. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 22.
Verse 22.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption.
Read.
And with a fever.
Wait a minute. Well, what?
A fever.
Yeah. Listen, you thought you was going to escape Corona? You thought you was going to escape the curses of Egypt? No. Everybody got to deal with it, right? And some of us ain't making it through it. That's the curses the Most High was going to put on us. And now let me say this. Remember this. All these curses started from, I want to say 1500 BC, all the way back with Moses. I'm probably wrong on the date, but such and such BC. And it followed us from Egypt to Assyria to Babylon to the Greeks. In every captivity. This ain't the only captivity we've been in. So when you read this, understand that a lot of these curses chased us from the time Moses told us all the way to 1620. We're going to find out. Right? Go ahead.
And with the inflammation.
With the inflammation, huh? You thought you could get rid of the itch? It's not going nowhere. Right? All you can do is what? Build your immune system and try to slow it down. Right? The itch is not leaving. Read.
And with an extreme burning.
Right? The burning is not going nowhere. Some burnings, yeah, you can get pills, but once you get the package, the quarter pounder with cheese, huh? You get the burpees, it's not going. Right? You got to deal with it. Right? Eat right, take care of your body. It could be AIDS. It could be worse. Right? But guess what? It fell upon us. It fell on our nation. Right? Because we out there jumping from woman to woman, man to man. Right? Talking about, well, I can't do it with no condom. It just feels different. Oh, here, take that burn then. Take that burn. How that burn feel? Right? That's a curse. Read.
And with the sword.
And with the what?
Sword.
We know what that is. The modern day sword is the gun. We're getting shot down. We're getting murdered in the streets. You shoot somebody for no reason. You know what I mean? Just to show out. Just for a nice mugshot. Read.
And with the blasting.
And with blasting. Go ahead.
And with mildew.
Right. Come on, man. That's our neighborhoods. You got to move out of the one apartment because of what? The black mildew, right? You're like, well, it's growing. It was in one brother's apartment. I'm like, this is unnatural, brother. Oh, they're gonna come next week and fix it. Unless they're gonna break that whole thing down, they're not fixing it. Sending an Issachar, a Mexican brother, to go ahead and paint over it is not fixing the mildew, bro. Or what do they call it today? What do they call it? That mildew that builds up? Mold. Yeah, mold. That mold is you gotta destroy the house. But this is a curse. Read, come on.
And they shall pursue thee.
Right.
Until thou perish.
Right, and that's what happens. What happens to all these rappers, all of our rappers, man? If they were pursued to what? All they got on the wall was what? All that money Tupac had, he's just what? He's on the wall. Right? I mean, anybody even respect him now? The new generation is like, who that? I know Extension, but I don't know. I know these cats, but I don't know no Pac, no Biggie. These cats, I ain't never listened to them. Because that generation, that wealth is not the true wealth. Read, come on.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
And thy heaven that is over thy head.
Right.
Shall be brass.
Right. You know what that is? When we want rain, you're not going to get the rain. Right? Read.
And the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
You want fruit? Guess what? You're not going to get the fruit. You know what I mean? You want freedom? No, you're going to get the iron bars. Right? You're going to get these things over you because we disobeyed the commandments of the Most High. Go from there. Jump to, let's go to some Roots. Let's go deeper in Roots, the movie, right? Go to verse 30. Read.
Verse 30.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt betroth a wife.
Right.
And another man shall lie with her.
You see that? Come on, man. If that ain't the Black, Hispanic, Native American, the thing that they love to do and promote, adultery, sleeping around behind their man's back, their woman's back, right? Sleeping with other men's wives. This is a curse. What did they used to do in slavery?
Well, they came into the slave quarters.
They claimed it to the slave quarters and what? Slept with your woman,
God.
right? You're going to get a wife and another man shall lie with her. Go ahead.
Thou shalt build an house.
Right?
And thou shalt not dwell therein.
No, you're going to go back to your 1 bedroom, your 2 bedroom, where you built that mansion. Huh? How many of y'all ever work on houses?
God.
Yeah. We used to do it in Colorado, man. And that's where me and Ariel met. But in Colorado, we used to do the houses up in the hills. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right? But you go there and work on them what? Indian. Like, this is nice. Can't wait till the Most High put me on. Right? But that's the curse. Right? All of our people out here is a lot of Judah working on the houses. But in Texas, man, the Mexican brothers, you see a house built up in 3 days. And they go right back to what? They 1 bedroom, right? With Tito and Paulo, right? To the barrio, right? And who? Casper, right. Read.
And shall plant a vineyard.
Right.
And thou shalt not gather the grapes
They
thereof.
keep showing that on the news. Every time they show that in the news, like, look, our fruits, and they show the white man's fruits and vegetables and vineyards, and guess who out there working it? Jesus. Right? He's working it. Our people working it, right? And they ask him, so what's going on here? I don't know. I just do what they tell me to do, right? Right? That's it. That's how it's our people in these vineyards. Go ahead.
Verse 31. Thine ox.
No, go from there. We're going to jump around. 32. And he can read the rest at home.
God.
I'm just hitting these little parts. Go ahead. Read.
Verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Now, if you say you've seen the 10 Commandments, then you're old enough to see Roots. What happened to our kids and our daughters? Sold to the white man from Kansas. Sold to the white man in Tennessee. Nowadays is what? You got to send them right off to school, because if not, CPS is going to what? Knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. They going to knock right on your door and what? Tyrone ain't been in class. Little Jesus ain't been in class. What's going on? Little child abuse. Listen, we got to check out your house. Let us in. And you like, no, we ain't letting you in. They bring who? The sheriff over. You don't want to bring the sheriff, because what's going to happen? I got rights. Get your ass on the ground. He ain't got no damn rights.
That's right.
Right?
God.
That's on us. Because truthfully, all the other nations, they love America. We're the ones that in us, it's still a little bit, it's still there like, oh, I'm not bowing. Nah, you can't put my head down. So they what? Pop you right in the back of the damn head. Right? Because they're going to break you in front of your nation, your wife, your kids. Right? Read, come on.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Remember when that used to happen? You send your kids off to school and the parents is out like, man, can't wait till they get back. Now it's like, please, let's get these little ninjas out of here, man. Bruh, I need a break. Like, who taught you that? The white man. America taught you that. To be mentally unstable. That's why you got more black people doing what? Doing white people stuff now. Now you shooting up places. Right? Now you jumping off bridges. Now you throwing your kids off bridges. It's like, That was a white man thing. Well, what happened? They broke down your mental stability. Well, what? The belief, their ideas. So now you doing white man stuff when you lose your job. Remember at one time, they was like, yeah, the white people are crazy as hell. You know what I mean? In the 20s, they jumped out the windows when the stock market fell, right? They killed themselves. We were like, what? Yeah, we live broke. Right? But it ain't like that no more. It ain't like that because you adapted their ideas and their beliefs. Come on, read.
God, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
Yeah, there's no might in your hand. When CPS come through, guess what? You better open that door. There's no might in your hand. You're going to open up the door and you're going to let them in. And when they come back next week, you're going to make sure the house is clean. Right? You're going to make sure it's clean and they're going to come back again. You got no power. Because the power's been stripped from you because you wanted it to be stripped from you. Right? That's why you put all your energy into everything else. So don't get mad at the Most High. Get mad at yourself. If you want the Most High to be your strength, then lock into your strength. You want problems? Keep doing what you're doing. Let's see how it benefits you. It's not. Read. Come on.
Verse 36.
Read.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king.
Right.
And thou shalt set over them.
Right.
Unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right.
And there shall serve other gods.
Right. And that's what we did. Now you're talking about, man, I'm Muslim. That's an Arabic religion. They worship a stone. Right? You talk about you Buddhists. You know what I mean? I gotta, this whole generation, you high as hell, now you a Buddhist. Right? You a Hindu. Right? You're what? I don't believe in nothing. I believe in everything.
Santa Maria now.
Right? Oh, a lot of witchcraft. We touched on that.
You got people with the stones.
Right.
You got the stones.
Yeah. The stones are going to connect me. Right? The incense, the sage. Right? The rocks, what?
The universe.
The universe. I don't believe in God. I believe in air. I believe in air. It's like, come on, man. Who created the damn air then? Let's play this. Who created the air? We got to do you like the white man. Who started the Big Bang then? Right? But that's the problem. Other gods. Read.
And stone.
And stones. Right? Read.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
You're a what?
An astonishment.
What is the black man to the Chinese people?
An astonishment.
To the Arabs?
An astonishment.
To the other nations?
An astonishment.
They're astonished at you. Like, hurry up and buy. Spend your money and get the hell out. Right? Your astonishment. Baby, you can date anybody you want, but don't bring Tyrone home. Don't bring no ninjas in this house. Listen, sow your wild oats. You can let them run through you, right? You can let them run through you like a pack of Newports, but you're not marrying them, right? Because why? They're abusive. You see how dangerous they are, right? What is that? What is that on his face? Like, no, look how mean he is, right? And they put all these stigmatisms on you. Why? To lessen your character. And it kind of doesn't help that our people are wild as hell too, right? Like you're helping them.
Perpetuate that.
You're perpetuating the ignorance, right? That's part of it. I'm not going to blame it all on this. It's not all lies, but part of it is you just said, you know what? I'm going to become what they want me to be then. What's up?
Oh, I was just going to say on that, I was talking to a girl like last month, Chinese girl. She was saying that she is dating a black guy.
Yeah.
But her parents and her sister not messing with her no more because of that.
Yeah.
And her sister was telling her like, what is he going to do for you? Get you some Jordans?
Ooh.
Is that it?
Yeah. Well, or teach you how to roll a blunt.
Right.
Right?
That's what she was like.
But why? But see, why? Because our level of stature has been brought low because we have no standard. We listen to the white man in America and their standard, And guess what? The scripture said they're base men. They're the ones that were in the cave. We're the ones that had wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Solomons, where all nations came to us and wanted wisdom. Now, what do they want? They're like, they'll take your style. They want your lips. They want your butt. You know what I mean? But they don't want that skin. Why? Because it comes with things. Curses, vexation, punishment, pain, right? Anger, right? And then you're trying to stand up for something. When you do stand up, it's like, look, they're constantly getting killed, right? It's like, it's a tornado of madness. Yes. Okay, all right, read on.
God, a proverb.
Oh, a proverb. What's a proverb, Aria?
A proverb is a deep, dark saying.
Like what?
Such as, nigga spook, spit, wetback.
Right, that's a proverb.
So instead of insulting you, because when you look at a proverb, they call you black. So when you look up the definition of black, it's defined as dirty, filthy, untrustworthy, lacking moral good quality. So instead of calling you that whole laundry list of
they just call you black.
They just call you black.
Right, which another word is negro, Spanish, because that's where it comes from. Negrito, right? Nigga, same thing. It's all the same thing. It just means black.
Right.
Right? People don't understand that. Whoa, you said the word nigga. Like, bro, you call yourself a black man. Don't you know black is the English word from the Spanish word. The Spanish word started first. They called you niger, negro, negrito. That was translated to what? Black. It's the same thing. Right? But they're like, brother, you using the N-word too much. It's like, brother, yeah, I mean, destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They don't understand that you're still, if you call yourself African American, that's demeaning. That's demeaning. Don't let nobody call you that. Like, nah, bro. No, I'm not African American. That's two white people. What the hell are you talking about? Like, I'm not that. Right? I don't come from there. I don't come from Africa, nor do I come from America. Right? So why would you call me that? You see that? Y'all gotta understand that's all demeaning. That's a proverb. What else?
And a byword.
So what's a byword?
A byword is kind of what we talked about.
Right.
In place of that.
Right.
So instead of calling myself black, instead of calling myself dirty and filthy, you call yourself black.
Right.
Instead of calling your, in every language, they have another way of calling us a nigga.
Right.
In Africa, they call us a cotton.
Right.
Which is cotton nigga.
Right.
So that's the byword.
Right. They always got some way to talk about us or demean us or talk down about us, right? Go ahead.
Among all nations.
Right? Among all nations. Everywhere we go, we can't run, we can't hide. Why? Because this was the promise if we disobey the commandments of the Most High. Right? Let's jump. Where are we at here? Let's jump over to verse 45. Come on.
God, verse 45.
Go ahead.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee.
Right.
And shall pursue thee.
Right. They do what?
Shall come upon thee.
They chase you.
Right.
They chase you. Even us dealing with wisdom. We have to have wisdom and control because they still try to pull us back into the old man, right? In the old way of thinking. So we got to do what? We got to be on a high level of using our mind. Anger. When it comes to anger, we got to be on it. Anger rests in the bosom of fools. Okay, I got to remember that because they pushing me, man, to the edge. It's like you be wanting to, right? But you got to remember, anger rests in the bosom of fools. Pride goes before destruction, right? You got to be on a high level of discipline to survive in this, man. Right? Your lust, your doubt, your pride, we're controlling all those things. Right, Reed?
Shall pursue thee.
Right. It pursues us and chases us, right? You come into the truth and you're like, man, I got to get a wrap or hold on my lust. You know what I mean? I love the bottle. It's pursuing you, right? The things of the world pursuing you, right? The brother, he had a problem with smoking weed, and he just be somewhere and look at the ground, and it'd be a dime bag on the ground. He'd be like, how does this happen? Well, Satan is pursuing you, brother. Right? He wants to what? Pull you out of the spirit, pull you back into the flesh. Read.
And overtake me.
And what?
Overtake me.
Read.
Till thou be destroyed.
We read what that destruction would be. But it's all of this, right? Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
See, it keeps coming back to that because you don't want to listen. Read.
To keep his commandments.
Read.
And his statutes.
Read.
Which he commanded thee.
Read.
And thou shalt be unto thee for a sign.
So now let's get into this real quick because we're finishing this up here. So if you wanted a sign to know where to stop at, you see the stop sign. The red light is a stop. That's the sign to tell you to what? Stop. If you wanted to know who the children of God are, the children of Israel are, well, let's look at the signs. When you look at these signs of these people and you go through these curses, who do they match to? What nation? What people? Right? But it's going to get more specific. Read.
And for a wonder.
And for a wonder. And it is a wonder. It's so grand. It's almost ridiculous. It's almost like, is this true? Yeah. Just go to our neighborhoods. Go to our communities. Right? It's so grand. It's right in your face. Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
And it almost seems like it has been forever. Right? That we've been in the ghettos and the slums. It's like the future. Moving, flying cars and cars that drive by themselves, but right past the crack neighborhood, right? Right past the drug dealers still in our neighborhoods. The shootings still in our neighborhood. Remember when you see the Jetsons? We're in the Jetsons time. 2022, right? And guess what? It's still in your neighborhood looks like what? 1990. 1990. Yeah, it don't look like no change, right? Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
Because what is the problem?
Thou servest not the Lord thy God.
How? Read.
With joyfulness.
With what?
Joyfulness.
Does it bring joy to your heart, brother? It should. For you to recognize this. We know you're like, damn, how is it bringing joy to me? Well, the curses don't have to be on us when we come back to the knowledge. Right? The reason why we're in these conditions is because we're perpetuating the stupidity. But when we wake up, we don't have to deal with these curses. Christ said, when you shall know the truth will make you free. We're becoming free. We're not bound to what the white man in America says no more. Right? I went in the bank and I'm like, yeah, it was like Thanksgiving or something. Oh, happy Thanksgiving. I said, I'm Native American. I don't celebrate that. Oh, I'm sorry. Right? Oh, have a good Christmas. Oh, I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't have to be bound by them no more. Right? They don't make me feel bad because Halloween and Thanksgiving, the kids ain't dressing up for Halloween and Thanksgiving. Right? They don't hurt my feelings. Oh, you don't eat pork? Oh. I'm like, what you looking at me like that for? Yeah, I don't eat pork. Like, don't try to condescend like you're the one dumb as hell, not me. A pig can eat anything. Right? So we're not bound to them no more. We step outside of that, even when dealing with our people. I'm not bound to the culture. They don't got no damn culture. We don't got no culture but adultery, murder, drug dealing. That's not a culture. We're not bound to that ignorance no more. We rose above it and we can do it, right? Now, Obama said you can do it, but he lied.
That's right.
We can really do it.
That's right.
Right? And that's what you see. All the Israelite brothers, we're not the only school. All these Israelite brothers throughout the world waking up to the laws, commandments of the Most High, putting out righteousness, it can be done. Right?
Yeah.
Read on. Come on.
And with gladness of heart.
And with what?
Gladness of heart.
So that's why it's supposed to make us glad. Damn, I was lied to. My mama told me I was a nigga. My daddy told me I was a nigga. The white man told me I was a nigga. I was a Hispanic, a Puerto Rican, a Mexican, right? A spick, a wetback. Damn, they told me I was all that. I was lied to.
That's right.
I know the truth now that I'm none of that. I'm actually the chosen. God's people.
That's right.
The kings, the next kings of the earth.
That's right.
I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's not. When you look at what the Lord is doing and all the promises he's made and the time we're in, It's happening.
Con.
So no, it's not a comic book. It's not a lie. It's not something to get you hype. It's real. It's in your face.
Con.
Right? When you get that COVID, know that that's the Lord
Right.
doing it. When they dying out there, family members, friends, I know somebody you know had it, right? Guess what? That's the Most High. He promised this 1,000,000 years ago. Not 1,000,000, but a long time ago, right?
God.
That's how we know this is true. Read.
For the abundance of all things.
Right, for the abundance of everything. So what happens? We were supposed to be joyful and glad to go to the Most High. Not to America, not a negative way to achieve our abundance, but to Him. Right? Yeah, you're going to have a job. Yeah, you're going to live. But now it's how we live, how we work, what we do. Right? It's purpose now. Read.
Verse 48.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemy.
Right? Because we didn't want to listen. He coming back and telling us we're going to do what?
Serve thy enemy.
So now we got to what? Serve the white man. Right? How? Read.
Which the Lord shall sin against thee.
Who sinned them against us?
The Lord shall sin against thee.
That's what I was talking about earlier. So the white man was put here to show you what? Okay, you don't want to listen to me? You get to listen to the beast. Huh? You don't want to hear me? You get to listen to the animal. And how does he treat you? Just like he thinks. Like a beast. Hatred. He despises you. He hates your skin. Right? Read.
In thirst.
In what?
In hunger.
Right, in hunger. We want to get food? Guess what? You want to get vegan food? It's going to be their genetically modified vegan food. Right? You want to get beef? It's going to be their beef pumped up with all kind of medicines and defiled things that's going to get you cancer in 10 years, and they're going to realize what? You know what? It was too much, too much things in the cow we put in there. And, this is why cancer is prevalent. Right? It's like, you told me it was good. You told me it was good. But now we're what? The high rate of cancer. So either way we go, we want to be vegans. You find out all the pesticides and things they put in on the cabbage and the lettuce, and you're like, man, I'm a vegan. But no, you're still eating poison. Every day where we go, in hunger, read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. You want water? What bottle of water are you going to buy? Because you can't go get water like regular. Remember back in the days, 60s and the 50s, probably before our time, that water was like,
Catch it in the well.
you catch it in the well. Now it's what? Bottled water. You can't go get your own water because you ain't got the finances like, I think it was Jaden. He started his own water company. Right? You ain't got the money like that. So you got to go where? To the 99-cent store and go get water. Right? Read.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. You want your own clothes? We make our own clothes, right? But what do we got to do? We got to modify the white man's style. Right? We got to go ahead and put our flavor on it. Right? We want to do our own thing. We want to come out of the style of America and we put on our own thing, and we still got to what? Go to them. We got to go to the other nation, ship it from China, then put the leather on it, put our studs on it, put our flavor on it, right? We still got to go to them. That's a curse. Read.
And in one of all things.
Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Give me that slave sign real quick. Let's show this brother. Give me the slave sign. Let's show him what did it mean by put a yoke of iron upon our neck. Because you have to understand from this verse all the way through to the 68th verse is literal roots. I skipped a lot because I want you to go home and try to get in it yourself. But let's get that sign. He was going to put a yoke of iron upon thy neck till he have destroyed thee. What you got there? Let's look at the yoke that he put on our neck. This is what he did here. You see those chains? You see those yokes for us not to run, right? We need to get some more yoke of iron pictures like on here. But you got one right here, right? You got one up here, the chains. This is what they used to do. Look at this one right here. Huh? You talking too much, black woman? Guess what? We're going to shut you up. Right? This is what they used to do. They didn't do this to the so-called Jews. The so-called Jews came to America as indentured servants. They were paid when they got here. That's their history. You can't fake that. We were brought over here a different way. We gonna show you. Read on.
Come. Verse 49.
Leave that right here. Read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
He was gonna bring a what?
A nation against thee from far.
So this nation that did this came from far away, from Europe. The white man was all the way across the world. And what did he do? You got our Native American brothers, they were hiding out in the jungles butt naked, worshiping other gods. Most High's like, okay, you think you're gonna run? No. I got something for you. He sent the white man all the way across from Europe in the jungles. You hiding out amongst nowhere. Right? And guess what? Most High's like, I'm not gonna let you hide. Same thing with the top 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Same thing. So-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians. We were in hiding. We ran amongst the Africans. You're not African. You ran amongst the Africans. And we can prove all this. There's a lot to go over. I didn't want to just bombard you with all this information. I wanted to give you the Bible, and then we can go over the history and a little bit of archaeology next time. Just ask, all right? So they followed us from all the way across the world, got us, put us in captivity. Read.
From the end of the earth.
Right, from the end of the earth. Go ahead.
As swift as the eagle flies.
Now, when you look at your dollar bill, brother, when you look at your dollar bill, what's the symbol of America? The eagle. Yeah. If you kill a bald eagle, what happens? You get like life or something? Huh? Fed time. Why? Because that's the representation of this country, the eagle, right? Same thing with what? Rome and the Greeks. Because they're all the same people.
Right.
The Greco-Roman Empire are all Caucasians that the Most High sent to go into Jerusalem in 70 AD, all the way up to 1620, being the official part of the slave trade. We're going to go into it. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Yeah, we didn't understand. You know what I mean? We didn't understand that. English is not our language. Our original language that we spoke, we're Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew was our language. Israelite was our nationality. English wasn't our language. Greek, Spanish, not our language. We be telling the Spanish-speaking brothers, they really got pride in that because they speak the Espanol. Like, bro, you're a slave too. That's not your language. Right? The Spanish were white people that conquered you. Stop it. But what were they taught? The same thing. To hate their skin, right? How many dark-skinned Mexicans and Cubans, they be dark as you, but hate the dark skin? Because just like you in your neighborhood, you hate on the what? You hate on the light-skinned cats, right? Nigga think he cute. Oh, you cute, nigga? I'm gonna mess up your face. But that's what I was told when I got to New York. You know what I mean? He said, I'll cut you in your face. You think you cute. Why? They're not playing with the light skin, right? Because we've been taught to hate each other, right? Go ahead.
Verse 50.
Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce countenance. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of old.
Right.
Nor show favor unto the young.
That's what we need to get an image. We need to print that one out where the cop was dropping that 98-year-old black woman to the ground. We need that on here. But look. You know what he got in his hand, right? Brother, that's a child. Because this nation doesn't care if you're 3. If you got a water gun in your hand and you're 3, they will swear to their life they had to shoot you 1,000 times to stop for their life, to save their life. They don't regard the children of the old, nor care for the young. Now, I know you're thinking, but that was back in 1600. Bruh, stop it. How many, do you got the brothers that were killed? We got one of those yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet. That's coming, huh? No. Okay. All right, right? How many brothers were killed? How many are brothers still being killed? Like it's the 1600s. You see that? So you got to understand this is the things that were going to happen because we disobeyed. He sent this nation from far. We're in captivity. I know. You're thinking like, I ain't no slave. Brother, Do what the hell you want to do. Try to go get your own water. How about don't pay lights? Say, you know what? I'm going to make my own electricity grid. See if you can do that. See if you're free. Huh? Go do that. Go look at a land and be like, you know what? Nobody's over here. Let me do like the white man did. You know what I mean? Nobody's undesigned. Listen, I'm going to clean this up, mess up, and take care of this. They look at, bruh, they will shoot you 1,000,000 times. Right? It doesn't work like this. Listen, seeds. There's certain seeds that are outlawed in America that if you bring over here and say, you know what? I want some of these seeds from Jamaica. They're going to be like, no, you can't take this over here. It's not legal in America. Why? Because they keep hold on you. You're not free. You're not free to do what you want to. You're going to do it the way they say do it. Yeah.
Because the government can even fine you for collecting rainwater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? They can fine you for collecting rainwater. That's not freedom. What?
Because there's something in that, right? Because when they mess with the weather, they just let stuff, right? And so,
No, because the white man's the devil. No. Listen, sis, the rain that comes from the heavens, yes, you can still filter that too. You can filter that and clean that water and don't need water, right? That's what we use in the ancient days, right? And we know, yes, the earth is a little more smoggy and dirt, but you can still filter that water. The point is this: when you want to get these things and live your life off the grid, you still got to abide by their rules. There's no freedom, right? What?
You know, I think we were in Rochester.
Yeah.
There was a brother. There was this dude. He was saying that it's illegal for you to take chickens from America and bring it to another country. They outlaw anything that's American.
Oh, I try to not smuggle, but that sound bad. I try to get soursop leaves from, where was it? Where did I go? Trinidad. From Trinidad. I was like, because soursop, the actual leaves are way better than the tea bags. Because the brother, his mom sends them, right? But I try to put some in my suitcase and hide it. It was like, you can't bring this. It was like, you can't take this, right? You got to do it a whole different way. All nations got power and control over what you do. It ain't just America. America's the beast. You hear me say that. Remember, America's the whore that sits above all the other nations. But all these other nations are as demonic as America too, right? The white man is just the head of the beast. So we got to understand it. Come on, let's finish this up so we can get y'all out of here. Go ahead.
You want me to jump to verse 68?
No, I have to jump to verse 54 because the brother will love that. Read.
God.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54.
Go ahead.
So that the man that is tender among you.
Now, this tender didn't mean he wants some milk and cookies downstairs. It didn't mean he was a homosexual. It meant we had a love for each other.
Right.
You know, you remember, you're at least what, 38? There you go. You remember back in the days, in the 70s, there was some still black pride, brown pride, where our people you be like, hey, what's going on, bro? What's happening? You get the nod. Now it's like, nigga, I don't know you. You ain't my brother. There's black people that will tell you, you're not my brother. Like, don't call me your brother. Right? You understand? Why? Because that tenderness, that love, that brotherhood, you know what I mean? I was driving yesterday. I was like, I seen a brother walking in the rain. I was like, man, it would be nice if I could just be like, bro, hop in, man. Where you going, man? But I don't know if he's a maniac and he's going to kill me in the car. You know what I mean? But that tenderness is not there no more. You can't just pick up anybody being charitable and having love in your heart for them. Bro, thank you for the ride, but break yourself, bro. Let me get your wallet, bro. That's what happened. Right. As a matter of fact, you get out the car, right? But that tenderness, that because there's no more love in the heart of the city. There's no love in the heart of town. You understand? There ain't no more here because it's not practiced. what we Israelites, not just us, but Hebrews, supposed to be doing is practicing the love, bringing our people back, showing the love, right, to our people, right? Read on, come on.
And very delicate.
Right?
His eyes showing evil towards his brother.
So tell me that, come on. Listen, Jews fight what Arabs. They don't fight. You rarely see them fighting amongst each other. Who does this curse apply to? I'll say this again. The eye was evil toward your brother. When you look at Jewish communities, you rarely see them doing harm towards each other. They battle other people. But this curse is about evil towards each other. That's us. You hate your own people. You hate your own kind. And we know it started from slavery. It started, the white man gave you what's that one? The Willie Lynch mentality, right? He gave you that and you what? You ran with it, right? Nah, I don't like you, too dark. Nah, you too light skinned. Nah, you too fat. You too skinny, right? So they perpetuated this hate among us in our mind, and it still is obviously a big deal today. Read.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
And come on now. How we know the black man hates the black woman? Read.
And towards the manner and the remnant of his children,
right,
which he shall lead.
Right. Why does he hate the black woman? Because the black woman won't shut her mouth. So he's like, man, you know what? I can't deal with this. I'm out. You can take the kids, right? But you ain't out because she got your social. She know your first and last name. She gonna tell what? The white man, the what? She gonna tell master what? Get him. You don't pay the child support, what do?
They lock you up. They take your driver's license. They take apart your income tax.
You see some cats are abused, right? They hurt. He starts telling everything. They do you dirty, huh? They do you dirty. Right? Hell yeah! Because that's what we have to deal with. But now let's go back. Why? We've been stubborn. Why? We don't teach our kids the right way. Why? When it comes down to the blunts, the 40s, the liquor, the pills, all these things, we don't want to put them down for who? Our women, our kids, our nation. So remember, don't try to get caught up in get these women right. They can't get right till you get right. They can't get right till we get them right. Till we teach them. Till we show them. Till we man up. Right? You got to have a purpose if you want your woman to have a purpose. Right? You want her to be in order under Christ? Wives, be obedient unto your husbands as unto the Lord. But what the hell are you doing? You can't be sitting around talking about obedience, but you don't got no purpose in the Most High. So this is a curse. Read.
Verse 56.
Read.
The tender and delicate woman,
right,
among you,
right,
which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground,
right,
for the delicateness and the tenderness.
Right. But remember when the black woman was tender and delicate? The Hispanic woman, the Native American woman, they were walking around with dresses, right? That the 90s hadn't came yet, right? No combat boots, no Aaliyah, no TLC. Right before that, right? The 70s, before lesbian, the whole homosexuality thing came about, right? The whole Margaret Singer, the Kill Your Babies came about. Before that, there was what? There was black love, brown love, black pride, brown pride. Our people had a connection. Now it's like what? Nigga, I hate you, right? I want to be like the white woman, but the white woman want to be like me, so I'm emulating the white woman being like me, right? Then you're making all the other nations, you giving them all your swag, all their mouth, right? But you're single. You got 5 baby daddies, right? This has been stripped from us. That's a curse to our nation. Not just the so-called black man. Remember, they're the head tribe. The tribe of Judah is the leading tribe that is going to start this out. We got to wake y'all up first. And then you're going to see it trickles down. All the other tribes are going to lock in. Because you're the swag, right? You're the vibe, right? You control everything. You step up, you start to see everybody else, right? You wear your hat backwards, guess what? Everybody wear their hat backwards. You wear your pants backwards. You remember crisscross? Everybody gonna wear their pants backwards. I know that was it's probably gonna come back around anyway, right?
It will.
Right? You wear baggy?
That's right.
Wear baggy. Lil Wayne says, no, I want to wear skinny. Everybody's gonna start skinny. Yeah, the skaters were doing it, and the rock stars were doing it before Lil Wayne. But as soon as Lil Wayne said do it, what?
Everybody did.
Everybody's gonna do it. You are the vibe. And once we wake up the tribe of Judah, everybody's gonna start seeing. With that, there's a pastor, a brother was telling me about, he was talking about the Hebrew Israelite, I forgot the word he used, like the awakening. He's like, it's a, what did he say? What word did he use? He said it's a movement. You know what I mean? Because it is, but it's deeper than a movement.
Right.
It's us waking back up to who we are.
That's right.
That realizing that we're none of these things, we're greater than these things. Go ahead.
Her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
You want to know why she hates her husband? You want to know why? Because what did they do? They put welfare, get him out. No. Then they said what? You're a strong black woman. You don't need him. You have Bob. You know who Bob is, right? Battery operated boyfriend, right?
That's right.
You don't need him. Look, this is longer than Bob. It's stronger than Bob. And you like, damn, see? Right? So the black woman got her own job. She got her own, right? She got her own everything. And guess what she don't need?
You.
She don't need you because first of all, you broke.
Come on.
You ain't got a job.
Lazy, you trifling.
You lazy, you trifling. Right?
You ain't giving no knowledge. You ain't in the household.
You see?
God.
That's a curse. See, but they can't say that about brothers that's waking up. Right? We learn how to have structure, independent, power, control. So when they look at us, you hear me say it all the time. My women, they can't talk. They can't talk reckless to me. Because what am I doing? You're not going to treat me like a fool in the streets. You're going to treat me with a high level of respect. Why? Because I'm going to beat you? No. Because I'm going to abuse you? No. Because if you want to be in my presence, you're going to have to do it right like the Most High said. So we all got to step it up, right? Go ahead.
God.
Come on.
Towards the husband of her bosom.
Read.
And towards her son.
Read.
And towards her daughter.
Read.
And towards the young ones that cometh out from between her feet.
It says they will be evil towards them. And we can go on all day. Let's finish it up. Go to Deuteronomy. Let's go to the end point, Deuteronomy 28:68.
Verse 68, Deuteronomy.
You know,
chapter 28, verse 68.
okay, well, he needs to do these over then. Where's the ship? No. Where's the slave ships? We ain't got none of those? Oh, it's back there? Go ahead. So read this. Let's read this.
Deuteronomy.
There's not one in the back?
No, it's on the front. Right below the two legislation.
No, these are all homosexuals on here. Oh, no, bro. This ain't it. That ain't it. But go ahead and read that. Deuteronomy 28. Go ahead.
28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
So, the first time we walked into Egypt, remember when Moses came out? Or we walked out of Egypt, excuse me. Moses came out of Egypt. We walked out of Moses. We went through the Red Sea. He said, but I'm going to bring you into Egypt. Now, this word Egypt, the Hebrew word is Mizraim, which means shut in, restraint,
right,
captivity.
Right.
So he said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt, captivity, restraint, shut in again. But this time it's going to happen with what?
With ships.
With what?
Ships.
Now, did the so-called Jews ever go into anywhere in the world in captivity on ships? Strike 1, 2, 3, they all the way out the box.
That's right.
They didn't go into captivity with ships, but you know who did? Not only, because you're saying, well, because there's a lot of people that went in captivity on ships. Well, there's something that happened here, right? You didn't just come over to this land on ships. You were slaves on ships. Defecating, right? He has it right here. Look at how they packed us like sardines on the ship. You were shitting, you were vomiting. All the diseases. COVID started here, right? Omarion, the whatever Delta force started here on these ships. All the sicknesses and illnesses because we were packed in there like sardines. So he was going to bring us to this captivity again on ships. That never happened biblically, ever. So, but when did it happen? In 1620. You were brought over here on cargo slave ships from Africa, right? Go ahead. Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
And he said, where I'm telling you this, go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
And you never said, hey, you know what, let's go back to the motherland. You think Africa's the motherland. But you had never seen your land again. You've never seen Jerusalem again. That ain't in your mind. You're thinking like Africa is the motherland. No. He said, you're not going to see this no more. Go ahead.
And thou shalt see it no more again.
Read.
And there thou shalt be sold.
You should be what?
Sold.
So, you see that? You see the two things in here? You weren't just brought over here on ships to work jobs, man. You were brought over here as slaves on ships and sold. Only one nation. One nation. That's how we know the so-called white man that's saying they're the Jew, they're not the Jew. That's one of the dead gives away. On top of Christ is black, Solomon's black, David's black, right? The apostles were black, all the Hebrews were dark-skinned. On top of all that, you were brought over here on these ships. You can't deny that. History proves it. Even though they're trying to write it out of the history books in our children, they're trying to write it out of their mind. They're trying to tell them that they came over here as workers, indentured servants. You came over here to get jobs or something. That's BS. Read.
Sold unto your enemy.
You're going to be sold unto your friends.
Your enemy.
Your buddies.
Enemies.
They are our enemies. They're not looking out for our best. They're not. All right, read.
For bondmen.
For bond means slave. Slave men, read.
And bond women.
And that's where the chains come in. That's where the being sold come in. Look, she got, y'all don't see the white woman right there smiling, but with the brother that's hanging next to her. You see that guy right there? She's smiling while he's hanging next to her. But that's a slave. Bondmen, bondwomen. Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
Buy. This buy is a quicker word that means to save and redeem. So when it means buy, it's like when they use that word back in those days, it didn't mean like I'm gonna buy this, right? It means like I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna take it from them, right? Well, no man was going to save us. No man was going to redeem us out of this situation. And that's why Malcolm X, right? He got to this high level, and what happened? Killed. He knew he was an Israelite, Malcolm X. Martin Luther King, he wanted to do his job, right? Kill him, right? Who was it? Marcus Garvey tried to get us all go back to Africa. That didn't work. Fred Hampton, what happened to him? He was just trying to get communities together, right? Took him out. Nat Turner, we already know what happened to him. What? Harriet Tubman, right? Right, when you want to go all the way back. But no man was going to save us out of these conditions. The only one that was going to save us was Christ. He was going to deliver us as promised when bringing this kingdom down. Did you have any questions on that? I know it's a lot. It's a lot. It's even more than that. It's way more than that. I didn't even go into the history books. I didn't even go into the dates and all that. So next time, if it's ringing in your brain, just write it down, come back, ask questions, say, hey, listen, go over this with me again. You know what I mean? We got you. What's that, sis?
No, I was saying that's why they like when you locked
Right. Right. Bond. Yeah, because you're not free
And then I heard that
until you pay that money up.
the jails and stuff be on the stock market, the stocks and bonds.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, so they be selling and buying us while we locked up too.
I believe it. I believe it. The devil's alive, so I believe it. Right? They hide everything. They do everything deceptively. Anybody got any other questions? Did you have any questions on that? Anything else? All right. All right. So hopefully I didn't move too fast. I was just trying to go through it, edify you. But Deuteronomy 28, when you get a chance, just read it. Yeah.
What they've done, I was talking with this brother, they've made a pipeline from elementary all the way to the prison system for it's aimed at our people. And what's happening is the reason why they're so obsessed with kids being in school so much and the teachers in the school having so much say-so is because they're monitoring the kids' age from kindergarten all the way through high school.
Right.
And when they give reports and instances of when this kid lashes out. So like if he...
I believe that because they're doing that with the internet.
Right.
They're doing that with the internet, right? They look at your track record, your lashing out, what you're part of, because you snitch on yourself. You dry snitch on yourself with everything. Yeah, I'm finna go down here, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that, and then what? Over the years, they what? They monetize all this information and they know your lifestyle. Many movies have already brought it out.
Right.
That they can check your anger, they can check when you get on there sad. You know it. When you break up, because you on there what? See, that's what I'm saying. I ain't trusting no woman. And then you next week you happy. See, I'm in love with love. I love women. And then it's like that's how your life be. It's a grid to them, right? Sis, I know you watched us maybe. Yeah, I heard you watched us. Okay. Did you have any questions? Okay. All right. Just wanted to reach out, make sure we're not just moving. Because some of y'all might have questions or things you want to say. We try to give y'all the opportunity. All right? Nothing else? Does anybody got anything we need to bring out? All right, y'all know the deal. We'll be here in the morning for Sabbath morning class, 10 a.m. All right, you're welcome to join us if you can make it. All right? If that's it, if nobody has anything, we're going to salute everybody online. Say shalom, y'all. Shalom. We'll see y'all in the morning for Sabbath class. I think we're going live tomorrow. All right. Other than that, what we're going to do is when we pray, it says we face the east.
HOSEA the power, yeah. I'm chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with HOSEA and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayan with HOSEA.